Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. I just turned 60 years old, and I've been doing the hobby 50 years. 1965, I guess. I've got three older brothers, and they were building kits, and I would watch them. And like my oldest brother says, I started building kits as soon as I could hook my chin on the table. Boom. I would just be amazed, and they would, get out of here, punk, whatever. But they would let me build models too. So I had an older brother living in Houston, and he would come down for the week. He worked in Houston. He'd go to the hobby shop over on the Gulf Freeway at the hobby shop, buy models, and I would just wait for him to come in on, Friday night, whatever, come home, eat my mother's, tortillas and beans, right? Load up, right? So I just wait for him. Here he come in the driveway in the car, right? Coming in from Houston to Victoria, couple hour drive. He come in, real cool brother, Hey man, look what I got. He tossed me a kit every weekend. He tossed me a kit, and we would build them, the old Aurora kits, and build them. And after a while, we got tired of them. We just destroy them, right? Play with them in the dirt, throw firecrackers at them. When they got boring, throw some gasoline on them, firecrackers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To watch the little mushroom clouds and stuff come up. And then the airplanes too, building the aircraft. Build them, and you got tired of looking at them. Well, you drill a hole in the wing, right? Tie a string, weight down where it be balanced, and you like this, Oh yeah, fly it around on a string, on a tethered string, I guess. And of course, when that would get old, we'll stick a firecracker in it. And then when that would get old, we'll put some gasoline in it, and then the plastic would just be, after a while. Building little cars in the 60s, early 70s with my buddy Jimmy. We would convert the car kits, jacking them up, swapping out wheels, right? Swapping out tires, coloring the windows and stuff, using the colored film on the windows. Trying to get real cool paint jobs on. I even had this crazy idea back then of making a dragster rail out of an old Prel shampoo bottle. You know what I'm talking about? Remember the old Prel shampoo bottle? It was kind of came down to an end right there in plastic. Well, I thought about using the tapered end as the front, putting a little axle in there with little wheels, and then putting big slicks on the back and cutting a hole there and putting an engine in there. And then from there, growing up and, going, checking out chicks, motorcycles, whatever, partying. Well, you kind of put the models up, but always in the background, building them over there, living in Houston in the 70s, building them and taking them to the hobby shop and just leaving them around, not knowing what happened to them. And late 70s, when I was back living in Victoria, did a lot of war gaming with the 72 scale armor kits. I guess I got kind of back into it then because I would convert those little tanks, like make a Sherman into a Firefly, where you'd have to alter the barrel and paint it instead of American paint. That was kind of the beginnings of my converting stuff. I guess that was the genesis of it right there. And I didn't necessarily start with motorcycles. I started scratch building aircraft. I did a couple of aircrafts that were. One of them was published. The Baka Bomb 112 scale was published in Military Model magazine, and 20 years ago. Well, the model was built 20 years ago. It was published a little bit later. But motorcycles have been a niche for me. Lately, I would say, scratch building motorcycles would be a niche for me. Probably the last 10 or 15 years. But starting way back, building almost everything. And then finally finding my niche here lately, if you want to say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, lately, of motorcycles.
That's awesome.
I probably could have put another couple of weeks in it, but I got it to that point. I said, that's it. I'm pretty much out of the box. And then the decal set is a Border Patrol decal set that I just added to. Instead of doing a military, I did kind of like a police. And people have asked me,
do they have them in the Border Patrol?
They do now. With philosophy on models. What do you mean philosophy on models? Well, yeah, I've got a philosophy on models. I'm not Socrates or Plato or any of them cats, right? But I might have something more than just putting them together. And one of them is called the Holy Trinity. right? Build a model, go to the shows, and then get it published. And the published part, well, nowadays, instead of a magazine, we got the internet now. We've got forums. We've got Facebook. And the whole world now is a community. As before, you were just a lonely old model maker, you know, building models, and your little, like, and that's the way I am, like a hermit, building models, all scrunched up. Of course, the old lady, you got one yelling at you. And then the only time you ever saw anybody was when you went to the shows or whatever, or when you read a magazine. And to me, it's like being on R&R. Remember R&R in the Army? You just went crazy, right? Because you're just like, wow, you know, I'm away from my cave and I don't know how to act. So that's my philosophy on the Holy Trinity. And what's cool, like I said, number 3, getting published, and now with the internet, boom, the whole world is like a community. 5-day project. And I did this because I didn't want to go to the Chicago show empty-handed, and I wanted to go to the Chicago show this year for Payne's memorial. That was the main focus. That was the main reason I went to the Chicago show this past October, was to go to Payne. He was a very special person, and to take this so I wouldn't come back to Texas empty-handed. That was the whole idea. Payne was a very special person. And, had to pay my respects because he respected me by putting one of my dioramas in his magazine, How to Build Dioramas, the revised, page 26, the revised edition of How to Build Dioramas. And I finished this project in 5 days to take it that next week to Chicago. Just to take it up there, I didn't want to go empty-handed. And bigger than Dallas, I got to go medal for it. My second philosophy is what I call a full meal deal. And the full meal deal is to make a diorama and show that the figure that's in the diorama is painted beautifully as you can do it. Put that figure on a vehicle, right? Put that figure on a vehicle and make the vehicle itself as beautiful as you can. And then put that vehicle with the figure on a base and make the base as beautiful as you can. So you have the figure, the vehicle, and the base. And that's what I call a full meal deal. Having everything that'll make it pop. That is my other philosophy, the full meal deal. Figure, vehicle, and base being top shelf. Shortcut your figure or your groundwork. Negative. No. That's totally against my grain. And that can be time consuming. What the heck? As long as it's fun. The bottom line is F-U-N, not J-O-B. As long as it's fun. When it's not fun, we'll go to something else. When the viewer goes to the show, well, nowadays everything's time management. They go in the model show. Well, I see about 200 or 300 pieces here. I can only be here maybe 20 minutes. So maybe I might spend 2 or 3 seconds on each one. So you'll see them, and this is what I look out for. You'll see them going down the tables. Oh yeah, cool. Wow. Hey, look at this. And then when they come to one of mine, of course I'm talking about myself. When they come to one of my projects, they stop and linger. Mentally fondle the project. I don't know how simpler I can put it. And when you see him linger, you know that you pulled it off. And the time management's out the window, right? And then they go to the next one, cool. And then all of a sudden you see him come back and look at it again. Hey, I'm doing this and this and this, So that's part of that's the icing on the cake for the full meal deal. Bob, this is for you. Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And of course, this is the profile side. That's the side you want to show right there.
Oh, this facing side.
With the pipes. That's the profile side.
Okay.
And I'm giving that to you because, well, you got the kit for me. and you've been a real good friend these years, since 1983.
And the other thing is, how many other people have Alex de Leon pieces?
Right, yeah, that's right. I just don't
This is
want to
it.
give stuff away. You're right.
This is it.
But you're
So
such
I love you, man.
Love you too, brother. Keep it fun and keep the family going
Yeah.
the best way you can. And do your best. Do your best and learn from others. Be inspired and inspire others and keep the family going. He asked how important the mustache is. Now remember, my short-term memory is kind of going out. How important my mustache is? Well, like the old saying goes, mustache rides for free. That's how important it is. Right? Mustache rides for free.
That's perfect.
Short and sweet, Bubba.